Hi, this is Andrew for Geek News Central, and this afternoon we're going to be looking at some Zigbee sensors from Sonoff. These are them in their boxes here, and in particular we're going to be looking at whether they work well with SmartThings. Those of you who have watched my videos before will know that I have a SmartThings set up, and one of the things that really does help make a smart home smart is the, if you like, the easy and, well, I was going to say cheap availability of sensors. It's the kind of thing I have in my home where if there's no motion detected for 20 minutes after about 11 o'clock at night, this system will assume that everyone's gone to bed and it turns off all the lights and turns down the heating and all those kinds of things. So the more sensors you have, the more intelligent decisions you can make. And as a smart home owner, you're always on the hunt looking for, if you like, cost-effective sensors. So here we're going to have a look at, I've got a temperature and humidity sensor, I've got a motion sensor, and I also have a different variant of a temperature and humidity sensor. So we'll look at these three, we'll just check and see how well they pair with SmartThings, and then just put them through their paces. So all of these are all, I purchased all of these myself. They're all within the price range of about £10 to £20, so I think that makes them good value. So let's hope that they deliver. I'm going to get them out of their boxes and get them all paired up. So we'll be back in just a sec. Hi, and we're back with the Sonoff Zigbee sensors. Hopefully you remember from the previous segment, what we're looking to see is whether these relatively inexpensive Sonoff sensors work well with SmartThings and whether they represent good value for money. These are all priced, I think, between about £12 and £15, so they are much cheaper than certainly some of the if you like, the branded SmartThings. Now what I've done is that all the devices did come with little inserts to stop the batteries engaging whilst they were in transit. So, and I know some people sometimes like to know, so this is in the first of the temperature sensors, this is a CR2450. You can kind of see there's a few helpful arrows to say which way is up, so I'm just going to clip this. Now this does clip on, there's no particular magic here, and that's that. And if I remember, what we have to do is you have to push this button in for a bit, I think, to get it into pairing mode. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little red light flash just there. So let's see if we can add the device to the thing. It's going to be a partner device. S is going to be way down the bottom, so I think I'm just going to search for Sonoff. Oh, it's already there, but let's put it in. And this is going to be probably a multifunctional sensor. Let's choose that. And temperature and humidity, I'm going to guess that this one here is the new one and this one here is the original one, so let's put that on. Hopefully it will find it relatively quickly. Oh, so okay, it's found it. It's listed as the multi-purpose sensor, so I'm just going to edit this, and we want it to come into what I call my spares room. There we go. And let's call this we're just going to call this the square sensor for now. And okay, so we don't need to set it as a favorite, and then I'm just going to save that. So there it is in here, and if we go in here, sorry, if I press done first, and then if we go back to the spares, here it is here. It tells us that the temperature is 25 degrees. Might be a little bit on the high side in a minute, and the humidity is 60%. Well, living in Ireland, not surprised about the humidity. Temperature, to be fair, is probably about right. We are in summer at the minute, and it's been a hot day. So you can kind of see as well that you're going to get these graphs, both for temperature and humidity. There's nothing very much here yet because nothing's happened, or we've only just paired it. And then we've got the battery as well. You can choose what you want to see. Last 31 days, last 24 hours, and yes, and once you've included any routines or also in any history, it'll appear there. So that seems to work, and it came through without any trouble. No special drivers required. So let's try the same for the round one here. So again, now it has a slightly different fitting. It is magnetic because it kind of is paired with this orange bracket, which you can kind of make life easier for yourself. Now we've got a 2477 in here. Just going to push that a wee bit in there, and then this backing plate. I'm trying to remember how it lines up about there somewhere, and then it needs a bit of a twist to get it in with a coin, but really very straightforward. So again, let's try see if we can pair with this device. So I'm just going to add that in, add device. Again, partner device. It's going to be a Sonoff, just as we searched before, but oops, that's it. And it's still the multifunction sensor, but this time I think we're going to get, sorry, what did I press there? Multifunction sensors, and now it's the new one. So I think if I press this a wee bit, hopefully again we'll see a little red light. Come on, there it goes. So it's very faint. I don't know if you saw that on the camera at all, but hopefully that gets picked up. There we go, it got picked up a little bit faster this time. Again, I'm going to edit it. This time still want to come into spares, and also this time we're just going to call this round, just to reflect its shape. And you know, I'm expecting it very much to be the same as the same style as the other one. And again, if we go through to spares, we've got the round, and very much the same layout as before, and that's what we'd expect for temperature and humidity. Right, let's see if we can get the motion sensor sorted out. For those people interested, I think it's the CR2450, just like I think the first temperature sensor. So let's pop that in there, and if I match the arrows, I think this goes this way up. Perfect. Okay, so let's see if we can add this into our room. Sonoff. And this is obviously a motion sensor. So it's going to be looking for this. I'm not sure whether it'll pick it up automatically. The instructions said that you have to push the in there to reset the lights. So I was just going to see just whether bringing in the battery was enough. But let's give it a poke. And we're looking for a red flash there. Hopefully you'll see it. There it is there. Okay. Oh, there it is. It's found it now. I was about to try resetting it again. So let's edit this. We want it to be in our spares room. And let's just give it a name. Oh, it's going to suggest names. Let's just go for motion sensor for now. And that's doesn't need to be our favorite. So let's save that. That's done. Go back to my spares room. Okay, and there it is, motion detected. Now, let's just go in and check and see what it's picked up. Okay, so what I can tell from this is that this has picked up a slightly wrong driver. This is a driver that I have installed for an IKEA motion sensor, which is kind of non-standard. So I just need to change the driver here. I'm going to select a different driver. I just want the standard Zigbee motion sensor. So I'm going to use this driver. Okay. Now, should be that if I go back in again, it's using the same driver. Oh yes, there it is. So it switched over very much into the standard style. You kind of see the battery and you see that motion has been detected, which is not surprising given that I'm sitting just here. So what I will do is I'll tilt this just to one side so that it stops detecting motion. Now this will take a moment to sort out, so I'm not going to make you wait all here. I'll cut it down and tell you how many seconds it took. Right, so as you can see now we've switched to no motion. Now that did take about, I think that took about 90 seconds to go from motion to no motion, which is quite long. So if you're looking for a motion sensor which responds rapidly to motion versus no motion, then you might want to look somewhere else. But if we tip it over now, I'm sure it'll just immediately go back to motion detected. Now, as I said earlier, these all cost between about £12 and £15, and you can get it. They're even cheaper if you buy them in multiples. The one thing I would say is they are plastic. It does sometimes take a bit of force to get these off the back of the thing. And what I would say is that I've noticed that on one of these, which I'm just trying to get, you can kind of see that. I mean, I've been fiddling around with these a wee bit, and you can kind of see that this piece of plastic here has already come off. Now, to be fair, I've been doing a lot of taking the back off and things like that. So if you're only taking it off once or twice a year to replace the battery, I don't think it would be a big deal. So overall, I mean, if you are looking for some slightly cheaper sensors, I do think these probably fit the bill. I think this is definitely an improvement over this one. So if you do have the option and you don't really mind whether it's circle or square, I would stick with the circle. And I'm looking forward to using this over the back door. I know it's not IP rating, but I have a situation where it's under some eaves and the weather isn't really going to impact on it. And that controls my outside lights and things like that. So let's wrap this up. These are temperature and humidity and motion Zigbee sensors from Sonoff. I bought them from Amazon, but you can find more information online at sonoff.tech, I think it is. I'll double check the URL and put it in at the bottom. But for now, this is Andrew with Geek News Central and the Sonoff Zigbee sensors. Thanks very much.